Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode. Typically Sundays are for piece-by-piece videos, but because I competed yesterday in another strongman competition, I decided that we'll just drop a competition, a post-competition. What do people do? They do like a post-competition recap. So that's what we're gonna do today. We'll push episode 11, I believe, piece-by-piece, episode 11. We'll do that next week, but if you haven't watched any piece-by-piece episodes, there's a playlist on my channel. It's where I introduce you guys to my garage gym one piece at a time. So by the way, I'm Matt Wallace. Still an amateur strongman, I'm gonna say. I'm still gonna call myself an amateur strongman, but I'm a powerlifter, longtime powerlifter, amateur strongman, and home gym having garage gym baddie, and that's where 99% of my videos are taken from my garage gym. Put some respect on it. But anyway, I competed again it was my third strongman competition. Windy City Strongest, hosted by Big Mike from Warpath Strength and hosted out at Chicago Barbell Compound in Park Ridge. Great venue, great place. They also have, we haven't talked about it piece by piece yet, but I found out, or I saw it last time we were there, but we have a similar piece of equipment, a shared piece of equipment. So shout out to Chicago Barbell Compound. You know what that is. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. Competed again, third strongman competition. I competed in the novice lightweight men, that is 220 and under. I weighed in at 176 pounds, fully clothed, no boots. But so probably somewhere around 173, 172 pounds, wearing, all my clothes and everything. But yeah, overall, we won. I won the novice lightweight division. There was 7 of us total, so me and 6 other guys. And it was a good competition, it was fun. I PR'd a lot. So that's also the thing about strongman is I feel like tracking the PRs is gonna be a lot, it's not as straightforward as powerlifting where it is just like, 1 rep max, 2 rep max, AMRAP, on your squat, your bench, your deadlift and such like that, because there's weight, implement type, distance, time. So I'm not gonna get into like those specific types of PRs, but I feel like I performed better than I had ever performed in a strongman competition yesterday, and it showed. We won. I won. I got first place in 3 out of 5 events. And so the events that we did yesterday was a 75-foot yoke run, just a straight shot, no turning back, but 75-foot yoke run with 480 pounds. A log cleaning and pressing every rep with 185 pounds. Frame carry, 60 feet down and back. No turn, just a drop and repick. 60 feet down, 60 feet back. That was with 405 pounds. The frame deadlift with 450 pounds, as many reps as you can do in under a minute. And last was the sandbag over bar, the tossing sandbags over bar. That was a 13-foot height with a 25, 30, and 35-pound sandbag. So I took first place in the yoke run with a 11.3 second run. I took first place in the frame carry with a 19.1 second run. And I took first place in the frame deadlift with 24 reps. Third place in the log press with 3 reps, but that was a PR. The last competition I did with log press, I only managed to get that same 185-pound weight for 1 rep, so 2 rep PR. If you watch the short that I post, I'm not happy with log, but I'll start with the front and work to the back. But then the sandbag toss, the last event, I think I came in second or third. I can't remember, but that one I was just taking my time, making sure to just not mess anything up. And even though I still missed the first bag. It just hit the crossbar and just dropped right down to my feet. So that was embarrassing, the lightest bag, but whatever. I thought I could just wing it with my arms, and I came up short. But anyway, let's talk about the yoke run. It was good. Only ran with the over the competition weight a couple times in training, but again, training on a gravel driveway and then getting onto asphalt is like running down a drag strip. So really happy with that performance. That's 40 pounds more than my last competition yoke run, and I'm pretty sure it was faster. Even though I know that see, that's what I was saying about like the times and the distances being different, because the first time I ever did yoke run, it was a down and back with like 60 feet down, 60 feet back or something like that, or 50 feet down, 50 feet back. And this time was just a 75-foot straight run. So I guess I shouldn't really concern myself with those like details on, time and stuff, PRs like that. But it was the most weight that I've ran with in competition, and we still got first place. Log press. I found out in training that a Viper type of press was just the best way for me to do it. I don't know what it is. Well, it's probably just weak shoulders or just weak in general, but getting the clean up to here and stopping and pausing, I don't know. I don't have the strength. I don't have the power to pop off my chest and do a nice clean log press. So the Viper press is the way to go. It was very sloppy. Watch the videos. Anyway, but we got 2 reps more than last time. So with 185 pounds, that is a 2-rep PR, and tied for 3rd place in that event. Only got 1 warm-up. That also really threw me through a loop, and that's something that I'm trying to figure out with strongman, is getting better at prioritizing the warm-ups, because there really is not a lot of time from event to event. So I mean, I touched the logs and checked to make sure that my wrist straps weren't gonna kind of get in the way of the handles and like how those logs were set up at the beginning of the meet. I touched the logs, yada yada. After the yoke carry, things kind of got congested. I didn't get to the logs until they were starting the event. So I was able to just have them load 130 pounds onto one of the logs. Did that for a quick rep, and that was the only warm-up I had. Waited about 20-25 minutes until it was time for the lightweight novice men to go, and yeah, took the 185 for 3. But PR on that, 3rd place, tied for 3rd place finish there. Frame carry, this was the one. I'm always worried about log press. I'm always worried about overhead pressing movements. Again, weak shoulders. But the frame carry was the one that I was almost most concerned about because of just grip holding up. I had only done 1 run, the full distance with competition weight, and I had dropped it twice in training. So I was just kind of, I was hoping for the best, and I didn't drop it in the competition. So that's great. That was awesome. Quick run, first place. Happy about that too. Someone came up to me and he said, your movement, your speed, it's really impressive, and it's crazy to see. And I'm like, I fucking better be fast. I'm 170 pounds. Like, if I'm not fast, that's not good. So, first place frame carry, frame deadlift, first place in there as well, 24 reps. Second place got 23 reps, and I think 3rd place got 21 reps. So we were all just kind of really close in that one. But being able to get first place in there, and gave me a nice little cushion in points between me and 2nd place. And then it was sandbag toss. I went in throwing 25, 30, 35 pounds over 13 feet. When I missed that first sandbag, I was having flashbacks to my last competition where I was in 1st place, but I zeroed the event on sandbag cornhole, and I dropped all the way down to 4th place. So, but then winged that bag, got the 2nd, got the 3rd, and I think 3rd place on that one as well for time-wise, 3 bags in 25 seconds. So 3rd place there, but overall, 30 plus points. I think 2nd place had 25 or so. So there you go. We are no longer able to compete in the novice class. I'll have to go into the opens. It looks like 165s and 181s typically share the same numbers. So if and when I do another strongman competition, it is going to be a severe jump forward. And for reference, I think the open 181s at this same competition, there weren't any competing, but if they were competing at this competition, they would have had to do a 630 pound yoke, a 215 pound log clean and press, a 500 pound frame carry, a 540 or 520 frame deadlift, and then the same sandbag height and weight for those 3 bags. So obviously that log clean and press would have buried me. The yoke probably would have paralyzed me. The frame carry, who knows? Really should start training grip independently, grip and forearms, but whatever. But the frame deadlift, I probably still would have been able to hold my ground. And being the powerlifter that I am, I fucking better have. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I'm telling you, if you like sports, strength training, you should watch or try strongman. It is fun. It is a lot more engaging than powerlifting, and I've been powerlifting since 2013. And I will tell you that doing strongman competitions is just a lot more fun. There's a lot more variety. It's the same as far as community goes, where everyone is very nice, very supportive. They just want to see each other, do their best and put on a good performance. But I can't recommend both sports enough. But if you are a powerlifter, if you've been a long-time powerlifter, give strongman training a try. It's going to help your big 3. It's going to help your squat, your bench, and your deadlift. And you're just going to be able to have a different training stimulus, kind of get your mind off of the same old routines of powerlifting, and get you doing something else, a little bit more fun, a little bit more active, a lot more movement involved. We're not just going to stand in one place and, squat. We're not going to lay on our back and bench. We're not going to, some strongman events you do deadlift. There's our deadlift, so at least there's a little bit of familiar, something you remember from your previous sport. But anyway, give it a try. It's a good time. Good people. Had a great time. Love seeing those some of the friends that I've made over these past few competitions there again, and just chatting it up with them and seeing how they're doing. But yeah, thanks for watching today's episode. We'll see you next time. We'll see you next Sunday for episode 11 of Piece by Piece. And next is Home Gym Con at the end of June. So right back into the prep that we were doing. Still training for that while training for the strongman competition. So now we get to solely focus on powerlifting yet again. First time in 2 years. So we're back on the platform. But we'll see you for that video as well. But thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Please like, please subscribe if you feel like it. And love you. Bye.